I'm Claire from createdtheottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me. This is my weekly craft along video and this is what we're making this week. It is a triangle opening box. So it's a lovely little gift box. It's square and it's got a triangle opening. So it looks like it's just a circle on the top, but that side opens like that, and then this side opens like this. And look at that, it's nice and roomy and deep. It's an inch deep, and it's just over 3 inches wide, but it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's lovely and so easy to make. There's a little bit of tricky cutting out the right bits, but we'll go through that together. And I'm going to make it, this is a sneaky peek of a Christmas set that's in the new catalogue. So I'll show you briefly. There's a new mini catalogue for Christmas. Ta-da! And in it is a snowy scene set, which is where I got this little snow globe from. Look. So it's one of these that I've just fussy cut out. Isn't that just the most gorgeous paper? I'm not going to go spend too much time on it with you, but this is coming very soon. So you get 12 sheets, 12 by 12, lots of beautiful colours that way. And then if I flip it over the other side, like true Stampin' Up fashion, coordinates as well, and they're equally as beautiful. So it's definitely going to be one of those papers where you're like, oh, which side shall I use? The one that we're making today, I'm going to be using the Adventurous Sky set from Stampin' Up. So this stamp set and this dies, and I'm concentrating mainly on the papers again. It's the papers that are the star of the show on the box with the embellishment on the front. If you've watched my videos before, thank you. I really appreciate you being here, and thank you to all of the new subscribers. Welcome. I like to show you the how, and then you go and do it and make it your own with whatever embellishments you put on, and just use the papers you've got. But if you like the ones that I use, which I absolutely adore, they are from Stampin' Up, and you can purchase them if you're in the UK or Ireland from me at createdtheottaway.co.uk. So the Adventurous Skies set, let me quickly show you some of the makes that I've used before, simply because I haven't got much of the paper left. So this box is ideal because it uses up all of those scraps that you've got lying around. So these are all YouTube videos. So there's this bendy card that's made with the die in the set. Got a zigzag card there that's made with it. This one is another 4-panel card made with the papers and the beautiful stamp and die set. And then this wow card, are you ready for it? Look at that. That's also made with this stamp and die set. So it's really, really versatile set. Oh, there's also a little box that we made, and that's like a lift and reveal box. So you can see the papers are absolutely gorgeous, and they're perfect for anyone that you're struggling to think, who can I make a card, what can I make the card out of? You know, looking through all your stash and you're like, I haven't quite got anything right. Because it's got a mix of clouds and aeroplanes and nice coordinating patterns, this Adventurous Skies pack is really perfect for all of that. You can see the versatility of it. Back to today's make. So this triangle opening box, the dies that I've used, which I'm really getting into, are these dies, again from Stampin' Up. As a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I'm going to use them because I love them. Spotlight on Nature dies. So you get all of these, look. Some are just lines round, some look like a leaf pattern, and some is like a dotty dashy pattern, which is this pattern on the outside. But because they layer and they're different edgings on them, they just lift your projects that little bit more. It's the details on your projects that make them stand out. So the papers coordinating is a really good tip that I could give you. If you use coordinating stuff, that will help, but it's all the extra little details that just lift it. The coordinating dyes, the colour inks that match with the papers, it just takes it to the next level without too much effort, actually. Just minimal effort on your part, just using what you've got in your stash. That's why I love Stampin' Up. That's why I become a demonstrator, apart from the good discount, of course. So what do you need for this make? Let's have a look. Oh, you can get in touch with me here if you make a crafty make of mine, or you just want to have a crafty chat. You can contact me. I am on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and obviously on this YouTube channel. You can email me at createdtheottaway@gmail.com to send me your pictures. Right, finish waffling. Triangle opening box. This is not my original design. It was from a fellow crafter. Oh no, I know I'd forget because I forgot to write down her name. I will put it in the descriptions. I've resized it for what I needed, and I've given it to you in inches and centimetres. I just love the fact that it had a triangle opening, so that's why we're making this today. And like I say, I've made mine slightly deeper just for what I want to put in it. Inches and centimetres, so screenshot that. There's very little designer series paper, and I just use one A4 sheet of paper, so it's really economical, and it still gives a really big wow when you gift it. You could put anything in this. You could put a little scarf, you could put some candles, you could put, oh, some jewellery would be lovely. I think chocolates is always the best thing though. Who doesn't love opening a box and there being chocolates inside? You can even put a pair of socks in there because they'll fit as well. So really perfect for that Christmas season coming up. Oh, did you screenshot it? Stop talking, you screenshot it. Okay, so this time, because I'm using the Adventurous Skies papers and it's sort of blues, there is some greens in it as well. We are going to use Night of Navy. Now I'm hoping that you will be able to see the score lines on there. I was going to do it in white, but I don't very often do boxes in white, just because if they're hanging around on the side or whatever and they get a bit battered, when they're in white they quickly lose their beauty, shall we say, whereas if they're in a darker colour or a different colour, they're a bit more robust. If you're like me and you've got grandchildren that come round and just want to open all the boxes, it's a good test of them as well. Both my son and my granddaughter are like, oh, is there any treats inside? Let's have a look. Night of Navy, one A4 sheet. I'm in the UK, so that's what I have got to use. Just move a few things out the way. And I'm going to put the arm out on my paper trimmer so I can do the measurements all in one go. So we're going to concentrate. Shall we cut it to size first? Yeah, let's do that. So it needs to be on the long side, 11 3/8. 1, 2, 3. So that's almost the whole length. Just try and get that. Just a tiny little bit that we are taking off. Now my Stampin' Up paper trimmer has got a scorer and a cutter, but this time I am cutting. So look at that, just that tiny little bit that comes off. We're not going to use that for this. I do have trouble throwing that away though. How about you? I've got a jug actually with all of those in. You can make a card with the strips, can't you? Okay, so 11 3/8. On this side, 7 1/8. Okay, so 7 1/8. So there's the 7-inch mark, and you're going to go 2 little lines over it. Okay, if you are doing centimetres, it's 18.1 centimetres. So you find the 18 centimetres and go 1 line over. Okay, so that's that one. So that again, you're just taking that off. Now you could definitely use that for something that size. So turn it round so it's back on the longer side, and we're going to do lots of scoring. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through it in inches, but look at your sheet for or your screenshot for your centimetres. So it's 3 1/8, and remember we're scoring. So get that cutter out the way. 3 1/8, really easy. 4 1/8, so just an inch more, and then 7 2/8. 7 2/8, and then 8 2/8, and I think that's it, because the last one I've put is 11 3/8, and actually that is the length of the box. So what you should have, if I just fold them so that you can see, because the navy is a bit tricky, you should have a long rectangle, a thin rectangle, a long rectangle, a thin rectangle, and a long rectangle. So you should have 1 2 3 4 5 rectangles along. Okay, you're going to turn it round to the shorter side, and this time we're going to score it at 1 inch. Okay, 1. Let's do 1. Make sure that's in line all the way down. 2 inches. 5 1/8. Okay, and the next one is 6 1/8. So that is right on the edge of here. If it's easier, if you have a look at 15 and 5 centimetres, you can see that more than you can see the 6 1/8. I'm just going to do it there, just there. And then the last one is the 7 1/8, which we've already cut. So let me just run through those with you. So I'm going to turn that sideways. So now let's just burnish those a bit so you can see them. So what you end up with is this. So you've got two score lines along the top and 2 score lines along the bottom, and then you've got that middle piece that's squares, rectangle, square, rectangle. Sounds far more complicated than it is. Now comes the cutting. So we're going to do this slowly together. I'm using some big scissors. Sadly, Stampin' Up don't do big scissors. I really wish they would, because sometimes it's much better to have a big pair of scissors rather than keep doing little cuts. So we're going to concentrate on this side first. So these 2 rectangles here we're going to cut off, and these 2 squares are going to become a tab. So there's a score line there, okay, just going up there, but I'm just going to go to the side of it and go at an angle to that first bit there. Okay, let me cut that off and then you'll be able to see. Don't worry, we're going to do this together. Right, never pull your card, always cut, because otherwise you end up with these little bits. So that's the first bit that we're cutting off. So it's actually at an angle there. So can you see? Let me look. So you've got the 2 rectangles cut off, and you've got a little sliver or a little sort of triangle there that's cut off. So then the next one along, the next line, we're going to do a straight line, because we want a straight edge on the side of our box, just to that first score line, but then we're going to cut that off there. So what that means is you've got that piece cut out of there. So I've cut 2 rectangles off and done a tab this bit has now become a tab. Okay, so also you don't need that bottom bit, so if I cut that off at the score line like that. Okay, so they're the bits I've cut off. I've left with a little tab there and this bit here. So going along to the next one, this one's easy. We're just cutting down straight to the second score line. So that also, that's going to be the side of your box. Move those bits out of the way for a minute. And then you're going to turn this bit into a tab again. So you just do that by angling like a triangle piece that you're cutting off. Okay, so you cut that triangle piece off there, and then you do the same the other side. So you go straight up to there, angle it there. I know it's a lot of cutting, we'll take a breath in a minute. Okay, so you've got those two triangle pieces there. Let's cut that little tab off because you don't need that. So they're the two bits we've cut off, two triangle pieces and the tab. So they've come off there. So you've got two pieces here, but this end piece doesn't need two rectangles. So we're going to cut the bottom one off. This is why I like the big scissors, because you can do it in one go. Okay, so let me quickly put all of those back in so you can see the bits we've cut off. Okay, so all the bits that are loose are the bits we've cut off. Okay, and breathe. Okay, so when we've done one side, we're going to do the other side. So we're going to do the opposite. So this one that's only got one rectangle, we're going to do that here. And then this bit, this corner that's got two rectangles, we're going to cut them off. Okay, so I will do that the same. I'm going to flip it around just so that I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to repeat exactly what I did on the other side. And then I'll show you all the bits I've cut off. So cut that side off. Sometimes it's helpful, if you're going to make a few of these, to do yourself a little diagram. Just on a piece of paper, just get a piece of printer paper and draw the whole thing out and then shade the areas you're going to cut off. Does that make sense? I'll show you in a minute. I have got a little drawing in front of me that's very scribbled because it's all my working out sizes, so don't screenshot it. I'll flash it in front of your eyes because it would, oh, that's got to go straight up. That's the thing, isn't it? Don't talk when you're trying to cut out the right piece. Okay, I'm nearly there. Thank you for waiting around. Hopefully you've grabbed yourself a cup of tea or coffee and you're just enjoying crafting along for a minute. That's the great thing about YouTube videos, isn't it? You can stop and start and rewatch them. Right. So this time we concentrate, we already did the bottom bit, this time we're concentrating on the top. So I've cut that piece off because that would be the opposite. Okay, just move that up a bit so you can see. So you've got the two bits come off there. I've got one piece off of there and one piece off of there. I've made these bits into tabs. Okay, so they come off there and there and there and there. Oh, turn that round. And then I've got all these little triangle sliver bits that are off here and here, if that makes sense. And here and here. and here, and one's missing. Have I not done one? No, it's done. Okay, so you can see. Right, so let's get rid of all of those. So that's all the bits we've cut off, and we are left with this. Now there's one more thing we need to do before we do anything else. The squares that are on the side, they actually need a scoring line on them. So what you're going to do on this square here, you're going to score from here to here. Okay, so you can do this on your paper trimmer. It means that you have to line up this bit here, okay, to this bit here. So not the edge of the rectangle, the edge of the square. So there to there. And do your scorer and not your trimmer, not your cutter. Okay, so can you see I've scored that, so it's now got a triangle. It's now been turned into a triangle, and you're doing it on this side exactly the same way. Okay, so there's there. So I've gone from this point to this point, not the rectangle, but the square. Again, I'm scoring that. Excited. So this one now goes like that. So effectively you've got this shape, but we're not cutting the triangle off. It's going to make the lid nice and strong. Look at that. Okay. So we're going to decorate it. We're going to decorate it before we put it together because it's so much easier. So what do you need? You need, well, I've used 2 different papers, okay? And I have used, let's do this. So I've got this paper for here and here. So these are the rectangles going around the sides of the box. Oh my goodness, don't tell me I've left one in the other room. Oh. That is just ridiculous. Okay, let's see if I can find that. You've got this for the inside of the box, okay? I will go through the sizes in a minute. And then you've got a triangle that's going to go there and there. Okay, so we do that all together. I need another bit for there. Right, I've got a little bit of scrappy paper here. Let's see if I can put it on. Phew, I thought I didn't have any scraps. Okay, so it's 3 inches by 7/8. So it's 3 inches. So I'm going to have to do it that way round. 3 inches by 7/8. So, oh, stuck. So you need 4 of these that are 7/8 by 3 inches. And because this is going on navy blue card, I'm just going to use my navy blue stamping marker just to go along the edge, because the designer series paper has got a white core, and when you're putting it on dark card, it really stands out if it's different. So that's going to go on there, and I'm going to glue those pieces in. Let's get rid of the triangles so it's not confusing. Okay, so at the moment all I've done is done 4 rectangles that are 7/8 by 3 inches, and we're just going to go round our square and stick them on. Luckily this is sort of any way up paper. I'm hoping anyway, because actually that aeroplane could be upside down, but no one's going to notice, are they? Luckily I think I have put it the right way up. Really autumnal feel here in the UK. We haven't had really that much for summer. I mean, we can't moan, but it's sort of been a bit hit and miss. But now, oh look, there's two together. How funny is that? Okay. Oh, I do know what I'm doing sometimes. What was it last week? We lost the dies. This week, we had double paper. Got to laugh, haven't you? Crafting should be fun. If it's not fun, stop doing it. Walk away, go and get some air, and do something different for a minute. Okay, so that will become the side there. Now, turn it back over, I'm confusing you. So these bits are going to be the top, but what happens is, so that all folds in on itself like that, and this is the top. Don't worry, I'll go through this in a minute, like that. And this is the top that goes here. So one triangle piece is going to go on that side, and one is going to go that side. Now, to give your lid strength, you're going to stick down the triangle. You could cut it off, but it's actually much nicer to have a nice strong triangle. Now, if your triangle doesn't quite match up, like, so can you see mine goes across? I am going to trim it now because it's on the inside, and all that matters is that my lid has got some strength. So when I put my triangle over, is it going to get in the way of the rest of the box? And it was a little bit, so I am just trimming just a little fraction. I mean, look at that. That's hardly worth trimming off, is it? And then I'm going to stick my triangle on there. You could put your box together first. If you feel like you're going to struggle with where the paper goes, then please put your box together first. But I found it easier to do it. That one actually looks all right. There's a little bit of an edge there that's not quite plain ball. So I'm just going to trim that. It's better to trim it now than when you've already stuck it down. What I mean is, if it doesn't fold over nicely, like that, then just trim it a bit. If you can feel that there's some resistance against the other bit of card, then it's not going to close nicely. So trim it. Look at that. I feel like I'm confusing you. I'm really sorry if I am. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. So that's the outside done. The inside is just this piece here, which is that. Now this is a square that is 3 inches by 3 inches. Oh, because it's on the inside, it needs to be 3 inches by 3 inches, and that will just be the bottom of the inside of the box. And then I like to cover the inside triangle as well, so in order to do that, I'm going to stick my triangle down, and then I'll know where it needs to go. So that comes over there, and that is just pushed down, so it's a nice tight lid. And this side is the same. Like so. Just like that. And then this triangle, oh, did I tell you the size of the triangles? So the triangles, the square, you need to cut 2 squares that are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and they are just going to go on there. So they're cut diagonally, so you make them into a square, just 2 7/8 square, and then on your paper trimmer you cut them diagonally, so you've got 2 triangles that will fit on these triangle pieces. It just finishes the inside really nicely. Okay, so that's going that one. So when you open your box, there's a lovely ta-da on the inside. So that's that one. And then this one is coming over this side. And then we get to put our box together. Okay, so that goes there. I will repeat the sizes for you. Okay, so that's the inside of our box. This is the outside of the box. So the square here that you start with that makes the two triangles, that again is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and then you cut it on the diagonal. There you go. Now we're going to put it together. So we're going to put glue on all 4 of the tabs at once. It's easier. I know it feels like it's messy, but it's easier to put it all together if you've already glued the tabs. So basically these are going to come round and be the side of the box. I'm going to fold these back so you can see what I'm doing. So these are going to come round. This is going to come up and it's going to go over. Okay, so you're going to push that tab in. So what I tend to do is concentrate on the tab first, make sure the box is nice and square, and stick that side down, and then do the same with this side. Okay, and then when you've got that side stuck, I'm going to turn it round and concentrate on the other side. So again, I'm bringing the tab to the inside of my box like so. I'm just making sure I've got a nice square box. Okay, and then you've got these 2 flappy bits. Now they are going to go down and press inside. No glue, just see that they fit. Okay, so if you're happy that they fit, put some glue on them. And that will give you a really nice strong box. Okay, if they don't fit, if they're too long, just give them a little bit of a trim. It's the inside of the box, so no one's going to see. Okay, so there's one side. Spin it round. Oh, it's nearly there. Can you see? Can you see the shape coming now? Look, just a bit of paper and card. And look what you can make. Okay, so that's the inside. Give that time to glue. So now put this tab in and just help it in. It's one. Put this tab in and just help it in the first couple of times. Look at that! Ta-da! Look at that gorgeous box. Okay, I'm so excited. So the top. Now I've just used some of these dies. Remember I told you there's a die that on this, what is it called? Spotlight on Nature dies. You've got some that have got this sort of dash and dot. So you can make these look even more different by stitching through them. Okay, so on this one, I think it lends itself to being open because it's all Christmassy. But this one I've put a little bit of stitching, so that is going to go on there. I don't really know about doing a bow. I might just leave it and trim those. So to stick that on, obviously we want our box to open. So you're just going to put some dimensionals on one side. And because this covers quite a big area, I'm quite safe in doing them like this. Just putting them straight on the box, just on one side, so I know they're in the right place. Just removing those backings. Thinking about where my string is going to be. Oh, got a little bit of wiggle room if you're not too quick, like that. This one I'm going to layer up because I want to push some clouds behind it. So I make sure that the dimensionals are in the middle. So I've got some room to tuck things in going round. Oh, seagulls have woken up in St Mary's Bay. Hopefully they're not too loud for you. Okay, so this is just cut from the designer series paper, and it's actually an edge. So, but that's fine because I can put it like that and nobody knows. And then this one is the same. I think I'm going to put this over this side, just so it gives it a bit more of a design. This one I'm going to put on with dimensionals, but will they fit? So again, I've just fussy cut just for speed for the video. That's going to go, oh, where's my sentiment? I feel like I should have done that first. Right, let's do this first. So I've just got celebrate as my sentiment. Oh, that's really awful cutting. So that's going to go there, I think. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Oh, actually, no, before I do that, where's my bone folder? I'm just going to shape it. Okay, so let's just so it's got a bit of a curve in it. Okay. Just because again it lifts it. Okay, that is going to go like that. And the other cloud like so. I'm just going to stick that down because I want it to be behind, and I think we are done. I'm going to hide the edge of that. I feel like that's an odd angle. Ta-da! That sneaked up on us almost without us realising. So, triangle box, triangle opening box, and a winter triangle opening box. Can't even speak my words. Thank you for watching. Ta-da! Which one is your favourite? I am loving this box. I hope you've enjoyed it too. I hope you give it a go. If you do, share a photo of me. I love to see what you make with my video tutorials. It's so inspiring, honestly, it really is. If you would like to shop any of the products I used, remember it's createdtheottaway.co.uk and select the tab. Thanks for watching.